Willie D Live.
What's up, family? On yesterday, Nicki Minaj blew a fuse going in on Don Lemon after the former CNN anchor live streamed a news report from the city's church in St. Paul, Minnesota, where a bunch of demonstrators had interrupted the Sunday service to protest the presence of immigration and customs enforcement agents in the state. Several media outlets have reported that the pastor allegedly has ties to ICE. Yeah, family say he's the director of a field operation there. So what set Nicki off? Because it was not the police running inside an elderly man's house and dragging him out into the cold half naked. It wasn't the killing of Renee Good. I mean, what was it? Protesters showed up and interrupted Sunday morning service. Check it out.
In your house, the tracing you want to get your house in order.
That is correct.
The director of ICE in St. Paul. Justice for
Renee Good! Renee Good! Renee Good!
Renee Good. Renee Good. Don't shoot. 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 I am worried. Nicki, I am
Shame! Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are your people? Why are you not at Whipple every day fighting for the humanity, standing for our people? Where are you? You drink your coffee, you got your jewelry, you have your nice clothes, but what do you do? What do you do to stand for your Somali and Latino communities? I'm not going to comment. You have no comment. Exactly. Renee Good! Renee Good!
We have a duty to
All these comfortable white people who are living lavish, comfortable lives while children are dragged into concentration camps. You're living real life, nice lives with your lattes, doing absolutely nothing for your Latino and Somali brothers and sisters. You come here to a man wearing a suit as a preacher? Did Jesus wear a suit?
Did Jesus wear a suit? Can anybody answer that? Did Jesus wear a suit? You know what I like? I like the fact that they called him out, that they went in there and they called the parishioners out. I need to do that. I need to do that one day. Just go in one of those churches and start calling out the parishioners instead of the pastors who walking out with these ridiculous clothes on or making these ridiculous statements like, yo, we need $41 million to buy a new plane and we need it today. Just walk in there, just interrupt. Look at you. Boy, don't you got an elderly mother who's about to get kicked out of her house and you just gave this mother $25,000? You gotta call them out like that. That's what needs to happen with Americans. We need to bring back shame, man. So, what did Nicki say? Wanna hear? Get the kids out the room first. Get them out, man, because this right here, fam, this is heavy. Get them out the room. I'll give you a few moments. Okay, time's up. Here's what Nicki said. Don C-O-C-K sucking lemon is disgusting. How dare you? I want that thug in jail. He would never do that to any other religion. Lock him up. Sounds familiar? Lock him up. Lock him up. Lock that uncivilized mud up. Family. I find it interesting that Nicki, a so-called Christian, would use such anti-Christian language. Isn't that, Christians, chime in right quick. Isn't that anti-Christian to talk like that? Or is it cool these days? Because I know a lot of people be changing stuff and, including convictions. So, is it cool to talk like that now? Can you just be like everybody else and still be a Christian? Like, what's the benefits of being a Christian if you're just like everybody else? There ain't no difference. Is there any kind of difference? Is there a difference in the way that you behave, the way that you conduct yourself? You know, shouldn't that be like a little difference? I mean, like some type of difference that make me. See, I'm a regular person. I'm a street dude. I'm secular, right? Y'all call it secular. So shouldn't y'all have something for me, you know, to bring me on board? Like if you want to convince me that being a Christian is the way, it's the light, it's the way to, if you want to get to heaven, you want to see God someday, you should try to convince me that you got something better on that side. It's something better, right? On that side. And I got to be able to see it. It's got to be tangible, right? Well, not necessarily tangible. It has to be at least something that I can look at and say, yo, man, they got a different light over there. You know, they seem to have good energy. You know, they seem to be positive and optimistic. You know, and you know, it seems to me that their families even their families are cohesive. You know, I think I'd like to do that instead of what I'm doing, because I'm over here smoking and drinking and I'm cussing and I'm what they call it, you messing around with you ain't married and all that stuff. What they call that? I am fornicate. There you go. Fornicating and all this kind of stuff. So, you know, show me something better, right? You can't be doing the same thing everybody else do and then claim Christian and think you're going to get respect with it. You can claim it, but that don't mean somebody's going to respect it, right? So what did Don Lemon say about this? Well, first of all, before I go any further, let me say that the words that she used, that language that she used, calling him a COCK, sucking, there were certain people that took additional exception to her language, because Don Lemon is gay and he's married to a real estate agent. He got married in 2024. So, you know, there are some people, especially those in the LGBTQ community, who are especially upset with Nicki. And, you know, Nicki has a huge LGBTQ following. So I wonder if they're gonna draw the line in the sand right there and say, you can't get our money and rock with us and get our support, and at the same time, try to, you know, throw little slick jabs at us, you know. I wonder how they feel about that. Okay, I guess they'll let me know. Okay, anyway, after she said what she said, this is what Don Lemon had to say. Don Lemon said, "I'm not surprised Nicki Minaj does not understand journalism and is weighing in on matters that are above her capacity. However, the more appropriate image for her post is a pick-me doll." That's referring to the person who is overcompensating and needs validation. People are saying that Nicki is doing all of this because she's trying to get Donald Trump's attention so that he will perhaps pardon or lighten the load on the convictions that her husband and brother have for sex crimes. And I believe they were saying that the brother, at least, has been accused of essaying a child. Yeah, so I don't know, fam. She's really trying to get his attention. She is trying to get his attention, though, because she's even typing like him. If you look at her message, it's in all cap. This whole idea of saving Christians, I'm not buying it. I don't think she's being sincere. I don't think Trump is being sincere. In fact, I know he's not being sincere, and I know she's not being sincere, because it would not have taken this long for her to start speaking out about Christians around the world being targeted, or Christians being targeted right here in the U.S. It would not have taken that long. She just started talking like this. She just started talking about Christians this, Christians that. And that is because she knows that's a talking point. That's a talking point of Donald Trump's. So, perhaps this is some type of effort for her to bond with Trump. Find at least one thing that they have in common. Oh, they both purport to love Christians. And from what I understand, Donald Trump is not even a Christian. In fact, I don't even think he believes in God. I know one thing about it is that his actions are damn sure not godly. So yeah, I'm not believing that. And another thing is this: there is not an assault on Christians going on around the world. Christians are not being targeted. If there's any group of Christians that's being attacked for their religion around the world, you can say Jewish people. Yeah, you can say Jewish people. But even Jewish people are not really facing any real harm because they control much of the wealth around the world these days. So it's not nowhere near on the level it was immediately after World War II or even during World War II, right? If you look at the United States, Christians kill Christians. Yeah, like most of the Christians who are killed in the United States are killed by Christians. And most of the Christians in the United States who kill are Christians. You know what I mean? Like, where is this emergency to save Christians coming from? Where is this? Where is this coming from? It's all part of the Trump administration's propaganda, to go in and steal resources from various countries. That's all that's about. And as far as them ringing the alarm for Christians right here in the U.S., that's not going to last long because Christians are going in, shooting up schools and shooting up grocery stores and shooting up festivals and shooting up the courthouse and shooting and killing their own family members and all that stuff. So that ain't going to last long at all. I mean, it'll probably be over in, another 5 minutes. But what say you, fam? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.